This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Friday, September the 7th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, Prime Minister Mottley has asked commercial banks to use their profits to help boost the government's fiscal position. Speaking at the official opening last night of Republic Bank branch in Warrens, Mottley pointed to the fact that this sector recorded profits of some $1.18 billion even in the worst of times during the past decade. And she noted that in the same period, the insurance industry also made profits of $2.2 billion.
If in the worst of times you can yield this kind of profit, I ask you simply to use the slogan of our tourism authorities and understand that in the best of times, we hope that your profits will be just beyond your imagination.
Prime Minister Mottley also noted that there were positive signs on the horizon for the economy, with new investment projects coming before government and the financial services sector.
I wish that we were not in a position today to ask banks to make the adjustment that we're asking them to make. But we do so cognizant and comfortable that the future is bright, and cognizant and comfortable that if we stabilize the ship of state, that we can see very bright days in this country. The level of investments that are coming before us as they are coming before the banks indicate that this is not a view singularly held by the government, but that this is a view which our shareholders and stakeholders in this country are sharing with us.
In other news now, it's back to the job today for disgruntled workers of the state-run Barbados Water Authority. Yesterday, employees downed tools to protest several long-running issues related to pay, job security, and working conditions. But it was only after General Manager Keith Roy Halliday addressed them, giving the assurance that their concerns will be ventilated at a follow-up meeting, which will be attended by Chairman Leodine Worrell, that the workers agreed to return to work today. A local charity which assists former inmates from Her Majesty's Prison at Dodds, St. Philip, with their reincorporation into society has been hit by bandits. The robbery, which is under investigation by the police, occurred sometime between 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday and 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday at Prison Fellowship Barbados' Carrington Village St. Michael home. A devastated executive director, Thomas Watts, told Barbados Today yesterday afternoon that the thieves apparently gained access through the back of the building after breaking two windows and were able to make off with thousands of dollars in cash, equipment, and other supplies, including two new weed whackers valued at $1,500 each, $160 in cash, and new school uniforms for children of ex-prisoners who will be returning to the classroom next week.
Really kind of set me back, because the weed whacker is two new brand weed whacker, never used yet. And the weed whacker is to help those inmates when they release from prison. Instead of get back to prison, we try to let them come here, carry the weed whacker and work it. They only got to give us 30% of the money that they make from the weed whacker, because maintenance. We have to have something to maintain the weed whacker. So they take some money from my drawer to also, and some other tools I have in there, like tape and different stuff that I have there to carry all of that.
Watts also said the most shocking thing about the break-in was that the bandits had a key to his office.
The most thing that amazed me, they had a key for that route, for my office. So that one kind of little shook me up. How did they get the key? I didn't give them the key, but they have a key. But thank God, here the water user, thank God, they leave the key. They didn't take back the key with them. So I don't know how much they got caught or whatever.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
BIT's Central Bank Meets Blockchain Conference is the only conference in the world that brings together regulators, governments, and private entities to discuss how they might work together using blockchain to make a positive impact on the lives of the people in the Caribbean.
We are so proud to host this forum, which allows for constructive dialogue and engagement because it recognizes the transformative potential of distributed ledger technology and the work that BIT is doing in the region.
Blockchain technology has the power to address the demand for easier and real-time KYC solutions while improving overall KYC standards. With the advent of digital currency, these AML solutions can strengthen compliance like never before.
We have an excellent lineup of speakers, including our keynote speaker, the Honourable Minister Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honourable Alden McLaughlin, Premier of the Cayman Islands, Dr. Jack Meaning, economist from the Bank of England, Therese Turner-Jones, the General Manager for the Caribbean Division of the IDB, and many more noteworthy speakers who you don't want to miss.
The Inter-American Development Bank supports this event and is our platinum sponsor. We're so grateful to them for their support and acknowledgement of our work.
We hope you can join us on September the 18th, 2018 at the Hilton Barbados Resort to hear what leaders in the region and in the blockchain space have to say about the role of blockchain technology in promoting social inclusion, financial empowerment and economic growth for this and future generations. See you there.
Welcome back with news from the region now. President General of the Trinidad Oilfield Workers Trade Union, Ansel Roger, has accused the government of demonstrating bad faith and of betraying a memorandum of agreement signed in April. Speaking to reporters after a meeting with Prime Minister Keith Rowley yesterday on government's decision to shut down Petrotrin oil refinery, Roger repeated his belief that an amicable solution was still possible that will see it remaining open despite the government's stance to the contrary.
And they are not prepared to go back on that decision so that they are going ahead. We raised the issue that those advice that you had, we were not privy to that. We had no opportunity to make any type of input after they would have left us with this signed agreement.
And on the international scene, U.S. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh stressed on Thursday that he believes the judiciary has broad authority to check the power of the White House, but refused to criticize the man who selected him, President Donald Trump. In the second day of testimony, Kavanaugh declined to comment on Trump's criticism of the judiciary or offer praise to the president's character.
What I want to hear more about is an honest answer about your view of presidential power.
Democrats tried again to nail down the nominee's opinion on everything from presidential power to abortion without getting many specifics.
I'm not going to answer hypotheticals.
Supreme Court watchers say the days of grilling are unlikely to change the outcome, with Republicans showing no signs of flipping votes. In fact, Reuters Supreme Court correspondent Lawrence Hurley says Kavanaugh seems to be having a good time.
You know, he's almost seems to be enjoying himself out there, unlike some other Supreme Court nominees in these hearings. He's been pretty good-humored. He's happy to engage with the senators with questions. He doesn't seem to be perturbed by being in the spotlight.
The hearing is scheduled to wrap up on Friday with testimony from outside witnesses.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media Invest terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now, you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.